Somebody once said, every race car is a basher, but not every basher is a race car. I think that was me, but regardless, we're testing the Rustler VXL 4x4, and we're seeing if this basher can take it on the track, or we just bash the crap out of the track, or it's just a good basher. Stamp the VXL on anything Traxxas, and the speed is ramped up to crazy, so let's get to testing. The actual Rustler name has been around for, I think, over 20 years. As long as I've been in this hobby, we've been selling Rustlers. They haven't added a 4x4 version until later. So it's a newer chassis, lower CG, molded tub, and the big thing is on this, obviously 4x4, they added a four-wheel drive system. This is a 10 scale car, so things are a little bit compressed. We're used to seeing A scale, so things are a little stretched out, a little more room. In this 10th scale system, you can only fit the shorter Traxxas packs. That was a negative of mine. I had the longer ones. They don't fit in. It does accept the hump pack 7-cell, but I don't have one of those. So I went on a big trip to find a battery that fits this thing. This is the whole thing. There's no standards in even in the same brand. Rah, 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 I'm ranting. But anyway, you get an e-Revo diff, e-Revo slipper sit-up, and what that means is this was the time before we had all this giant power that we slapped in everything. Kits had plastic gears and you'd strip them out because you put big motors that went fast in them. Now everything's metal gear. So it's a selling point, but hey, it's been around forever. And I've never had a problem with the diff or the slipper on any of these Traxxas kits, no matter how fast it goes, no matter how much you burn the diffs out trying to self-write, which this kit has, a self-writing system if it's on its lid, which it doesn't often because it's got too much power. Let's be real. Too much power isn't always a good thing. Power corrupts. We are racers, and we test everything on the track. We had one comment in a YouTube video that we tested a basher on the track and we were idiots. We are idiots, but we're not idiots for testing stuff on track. A track shows the flaws and the strengths of every kit, no matter if it was designed for bashing or if it was designed for racing. Here's the e-Revo diff. So this was designed for racing. Handles a lot of power. You can put fluids in there to kind of change the damping of the diffs and help control the handling. This doesn't have a center diff, so one of the things that does is that puts sometimes too much power to the rear, and that's why this thing wants to wheelie its face off, because all the power doesn't go to the loose side, which when you punch it goes to the front and then it doesn't lift the wheels as high. The slipper setup is something you can adjust out of the box. It's set pretty tight. I didn't feel it slipping at all, but this saves the drive line, so when you're jamming at 60 miles an hour, hit a jump and bottom out and stop the whole system, the slipper saves the day. Then a quick shot of the cable system inside the drive shaft. This allows it to flex, but also to return it straight so you don't get a nasty wobble. One of the cool things that I love and hate is the clipless body. There's no body clips. It has this mechanism to lock the front in place. I couldn't have looked stupider trying to put this thing on every time. I can't get the front in. I don't know. It's just me. I'm sure it works fine, but I'm an idiot. But I don't really like it because it takes 10 minutes. But you don't lose any body clips, so I love it. All right, let's get to the part that makes this truck exciting. It comes with an optional pinion gear. It goes from like an 11 tooth to like an 18 tooth. It's a giant step. Skill level jumps from 1 to 5. You put a big 3S LiPo in there like we had it. And this thing freaking flies. It goes too fast. It tries to flip over every second. It wants to skid on its lid like a turtle that's, Mario Kart hit a banana. But in the end, it's super fun. Even though it was hard to go straight and hard to keep the wheels on the ground, you just have a big poop-eating grin the whole time you're driving this. You can see they're just dancing on the tires. I'm not sure I like the square tires. I think they're great for going straight. I guess it handled okay, but it just seems like it should have some rounded corners. But for on-road, it made more sense to get traction. One of the things that Traxxas has is a self-righting system, which means when you flip over, like I do like every second in this video, you can do some voodoo magic and the car rocks itself back onto its lid. I don't really like that because I don't really want the gears to be jammed back and forth and this, and whenever it works, it obviously works to keep it in their cars. What I found one time is that I just put it in reverse and the wheel spun and it then stood on its side and I got it to flip over, which you'll see in a little bit. The downside of running the big gear and the big battery is, and this is why they flipped the skill level to 4 or 5 or whatever, so it's not for beginners. Oh wait, this is me telling you that I put the beans above the frank, so quiet.
How to get the bean above the franks?
Well, you...
There we go.
Sorry, I think I was funny. I don't know if I was. But anyway, the system overheated in 3 minutes and like 26 seconds and shut down. Originally I thought the battery was dumped, but I found out, ow, it's hot, and ow, that's hot. So be careful when you run this. If you're just doing drag runs, you gotta kind of take it easy. You can't, it's not a bashing setup, it's a drag race setup. So one run and let it sit, or you're gonna have 3 minutes of runtime and sit there and look like an idiot. So don't do that. Maybe use the smaller pinion, skip in between so you can have some runtime and not overheat the system. But it's fun. This thing is super fast. It says it goes 65. I don't doubt that. I thought this parking lot was big enough to get some speed. It still wasn't, and it's just really fun. Here comes the example of me trying to figure out how to flip it over itself, but in the end I just kept the reverse on and did a little side dance, and then when I figured out how not to be an idiot, it's easy to flip over. Let's recap. This is a great basher. It's fast, it's durable, it has good suspension. On the track, you will feel, unless you've never raced before, the lag in the system. It's a sensorless system, and you can't time stuff. I don't care how good you are. It's not that easy. It's one of the reasons why in the video it looks like this car suffers on the track. It's just a little bit disconnected. You only notice that if you've driven a censored system and understand the difference. Overall, the truck is a pretty good value. It's super fast, handles well, it'll put a grin on your face. The full review is in VRC 36 or 36 issue, or 36 issues old. Click, like, subscribe. Subscribe to the video. What can you do? Just push the button. Go there. This doesn't cost you a thing. Helps me out. Go do it. And then watch the rest of this junk footage that we just leave in there, so in case you fall asleep, that this plays in the background while you're looking up your next video. Subscribe. Eat it.